beat them, you join them. So, I mean, in case if you are going to join them, or if you are not one of them, you're probably not going to understand the problems that they are facing, and you have to walk in the shoes of the other party as well. I mean, you may be a PhD scholar, but I mean, this doesn't mean that you would be a good teacher as well. Um, for example, I mean, a PhD doctor, there's no doubt that he's done good homework in his field. But I mean, if he has to teach a class of Montessori, I mean, or if he has to work with toddlers, um, there is a big chance that he might, end up in a disaster. Considering only this thing that the knowledge level that a doctor possesses, um, or the intellect that he has developed in his field, um, he it's just so uncommon for him to go ahead and work with the people who don't even right now understand ABCs of anything. I mean, अगर आपको A for apple पढ़ाना पड़ जाए, या even कि अभी आपको अगर दोबारा से कहा जाए कि you have to take admission in play group, nursery, uh, I think you wouldn't do that. I mean, most of the people, in fact, everyone wouldn't do that. So you have to walk into the shoes of the other party. You have to understand how good they are, what is their level, and that will make things easier for you when you start feeling for them, or when you know the position that they're in, so that it is better for you to explain. For example, if I ask you to bring me a glass of water, so the first thing you're going to bring in, um, when you're bringing in the glass of water, you need to know the position that I'm sitting in so I can have that glass of water as well. Empathy is, you feel for them, and you show it to them as well, that I am amongst you. I'm not an alien speaking to you. I don't come to you as a preacher. I don't come to you as a trainer, because um, the way we are trained, I mean, we think respecting somebody is not questioning them. You know, yes, that may be right when it comes to following something, that's verbatim or religious, that has to be followed religiously. But I mean, except for that, Allah has asked us to question things, to think about things. So it's very important to know the position that your audience is in, so that you can exactly understand how you have to start, and what is it that you need to communicate to them. Um, I guess we did discuss feedback yesterday. Um, okay, openness. It's very important that you're very open with your conversation. You're not reserving back. Um, and it also helps you to be prepared when you're making a presentation or argument, and you don't stumble over your words when you are open to it. But you're open to making mistakes. You're not prone to them. You'd probably do that. So as soon as you make a mistake, oh, I'm sorry. That's okay. I mean, slip a tongue. I shouldn't have said that. And it can actually help you deliver your statement with quite an ease. जितना आप ओपन होंगे, उतना ज़्यादा आपके लिए ईजी होगा कि आप अपनी ऑडियंस को अपनी बात डिलीवर कर सकें. And then comes the adaptability, which is very important. Again, I would quote the same example that I was quoting for a PhD scholar teaching, toddlers. That is adaptability. You have to adapt to the environment that you're in as well. I mean, if I'm in a classroom, or if I'm in a formal meeting, I need to present myself formally. If I'm sitting in a friends group, I need to follow the norms and regulations of that circle. So every group, every audience, every situation that you're put in, वहाँ पे आपको पता होना चाहिए कि आपने सिचुएशन कौन सी अडॉप्ट करनी है. You have to be respectable when you're talking to somebody who's an elder. It doesn't mean, they're your parents, they're your grandparents. Anything, as an elder, the only thing that you expect of the other party is one thing. That is, you respect the elders. That is what we've been taught, and that's very important. You respect the elders. You love the. I mean, I wouldn't classify that as love, but uh, you treat the people who are younger than you with uttermost respect. I mean, I would still call that respect. कि आपने उनको इतने एहतराम से उनके साथ deal करना है. So they go ahead and they talk to you openly about it. And when they're going to be talking to you openly about things, that is where you'll get to know, okay, what is it that needs to be told there. And how it's going to happen is the next thing comes in then, that's you ask questions. You don't present yourself only, but you ask questions. And the reason for asking those questions is very simple. It is there to actually get an understanding of how well you have been able to communicate. क्या बात आपकी डिलीवर हो चुकी हुई है और क्या ऐसी चीज है कि जो कि डिलीवर नहीं हो पाई. फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ यू आर टेकिंग अ क्लास एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल हु अंडरस्टैंड इंग्लिश, और एक आधा कोई बंदा ऐसा है जिसको इंग्लिश नहीं आती, तो when nobody is going to say, when most of the people they're going to say, sir हमें तो आपकी बात समझ आ रही है. What's going to happen over there is, because of the shyness, probably because of low confidence, because of low less belief in themselves, या कि किसी भी वजह से जिस बंदे को नहीं आती वो बेचारा वहां बोलेगा नहीं यार कि probably when I'm going to say it, it'll probably make me look bad. ठीक है, तो you ask questions so that you know कि किस बंदे को कहां तक एक चीज वो पोर्ट्रे हो चुकी हुई है और कहां तक आपने उसको मतलब इस बंदे के साथ अगर काम करना है आपने, तो आपको किस तरीके से करना पड़ेगा काम. Respect, again, that's very important, because if you treat the other party with respect, they're going to give you all ears. They'll be listening to what you have to say. वो आपकी बात सुनेंगे. तभी जब उनको पता होगा कि they're going to get a good welcome, they're going to be respected. You like to go to those people who respect you, or who at least treat you the way they treat, that you like to be treated. और जितना अच्छा आपको कोई बंदा cater करेगा, उतना अच्छा आप उतना ज्यादा आपको दिल करेगा कि यार I need to spend that time with them, and that's how you learn with them. And one more important thing is, जब आप खुद कुछ कर रहे होते हो ना, तो आपको पता होता है कि what are your positivities, where you're good at, and where you're bad at. For example, you're low in confidence, so you do understand this is where you're low. So you only need to keep up with that when somebody, something else triggers the situation. Otherwise, you just go ahead, present whatever you've prepared, and then go with it. So what you actually do is you adapt your communication style. हर बंदे की, everyone is unique. Everyone has same pair of two eyes, 2 ears. I mean, basically we all look the same with different shapes. Yes, understandable. But I mean, since everyone has a different style of thinking, everyone has a different style of understanding, everyone has their own reality. So you need to understand that when you adapt your own style, that is easier for you, because jumping from one situation to the other obviously is difficult. But I mean, when you have to go through and when you make a style of or habit or something, that's when you are actually working on it, and it comes in handy for you, and that becomes your lifestyle, or that becomes your the style that you basically follow. For example, if some people, they make a routine, they have a timetable, they work accordingly, and their life is very much stable, and they get disturbed when they're not able to follow that set of rules that they've defined for themselves. So in case when you start working on these things, all of a sudden it's not going to happen, but eventually it will happen, that you will have your own way of communicating, and that is what you're going to work on every single day, and you'll basically adapt your own style of saying things, your style of understanding things, of what is happening around you. So eventually, that is what you do actually. कि फिर सबको पता होता है कि यार फलाने मामू जो है ना वो बड़े सख्त हैं. वो कैसे सख्त हैं? क्योंकि उन्होंने अपना लाइफस्टाइल ही वही बना लिया हुआ होता है. Falani Api, she's very soft-hearted. She goes ahead and gives you a listening ear all the time whenever you need it. तो आप जिस तरह आपकी एक जिंदगी होती है, people perceive you for how they. I mean, जैसा आप उनके साथ behavior रखेंगे, this is what they will perceive off of you. And whatever they gain, get out of that is by how you interact with them, and how you interact with them is what actually you have communicated to them that this is what you are, or this is who you are. So I mean, these are the basic things that you need to consider while you're engaging in a conversation for communication. And I guess that's about it. I mean, we can go ahead and give a revision to all of the things that we discussed. Again, I'll just take the names: empathy, non-verbal communication, confidence, good job, man. Active listening, feedback, listening, conciseness. Conciseness means you have to be very brief with your words. So in case you're repeating the one thing times and over again, if you're using a lot of filler words, for example, if I am getting stuck somewhere, besides then taking a pause, where I go ahead and start using filler words like, or sometime when you're speaking with the Britain guy, I mean, they go like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, or probably in it. I mean, इस तरह की जो चीजें होती हैं, they're good when you're talking slang, but I mean, when you're talking with an authority, that doesn't sound right. You need to make sure you're not repetition नहीं हो रही आपकी. एक ही दफा में कम अल्फाज में अपनी बात आप पूरी की पूरी डिलीवर कर रहे हो. Emotionally intelligence होना, that's very important, because that way you'll be able to understand the situation that the audience has, or the impact that your conversation has had with the other party. So it'll make things quite easier for you. Clarity, communication, computer skills. I mean, that I think is a complete different domain. And one more thing, that is to know your audience. That's what we actually missed. And presentation and body language. Okay. There's still things remaining here. Okay. The first basically. Okay, knowing your audience. I mean, हमने इसको टच फिर भी दे दिया चीजों से करते हुए, लेकिन आपको पता होना चाहिए कि what you're exactly getting into, or what is it that you're dealing with. And जब आप मिसाल के तौर पे you're in university or you're in a meeting, it's not bad if you're planting something to build your confidence, or if you're going through something in order to work on yourself. For example, if you are in a presentation, you must have a few friends in that circle, right? So if you're low on confidence, in order to build that, what you do is, yeah, could you do me a little favor? Could you ask this question for me when I'm done with the presentation? So in the back of the mind, you're not cheating basically with the presentation or trying to get some numbers out of it. But what you're trying to get off of that position is you prepare yourself. This is basically a rehearsal of what or how you will do things. तो आप अपना एक दो तीन दोस्त अपने आप बिठा दो, आप उनसे बोलो यार, you need to ask me this question, you need to ask me this question, you need to ask me this question. You get to know the answers of those things, and what you do is when you're communicating with the people in your presentation, आप उसको लेते हो, आप उसको सीधा सीधा उसको बताओ कि यार जब जब आपको पता होगा ना जवाब, तो उसका जवाब जब आप डिलीवर कर लोगे, तो इट विल हेल्प यू बूस्ट योर कॉन्फिडेंस. And once you are able to get a gist of or get a feel of how good it feels when you're able to communicate and when you're able to answer a question, especially when you're in public speaking, it will be a great boost for your confidence. So it's just that you need to play. This is just a technique that I'm telling you. So you need to devise your own plan and then work on that plan unless it starts happening for you spontaneously, where you don't have to put efforts into doing it. So it's coming naturally to you. Any questions so far? And there's one thing that I skipped, that is body language, and that's but we did have gone through it as well. Um, the way you'll present yourself is how the other people they'll perceive off of you. If you are in a place of an authority, you need to show the authority. I mean, if you are a uniform person, the only thing that makes you look more beautiful is your uniform, whether it's a school uniform, whether it's your workplace uniform. When you're in uniform, everyone knows that this is the attire that this department follows. So अगर आपने खाकी पहनी हुई है तो you'll be a fauji everywhere. I mean, everyone will look at you and they'll know who they're dealing with. So your attire basically says a lot. Your body language actually tells a lot about who you really are. Because if you're not having a conversation with someone, the first thing that they're going to observe is your body language. How you present your body to them is and the first interaction that they're going to have is they're going to just have a look at you. So when the way they look at you and how what they perceive off of it is all they'll make a perception based on that. So and then there are more things, but that is more involved. I mean, rather than communication, it is more involved with psychology and sales techniques, where um, you're actually going ahead and you're putting your thoughts into the other people's mind without even saying them. They're actually perceiving, or they actually act according to how you want them to respond. These are very strong things that can be learned, but I mean, never use them for your advantage, but always use them for a win-win situation. Because if you start using them for manipulation, obviously it's not a good thing. It is just that I mean, internet, everything is available. How you use it, how you utilize it, it depends on your use as well. So yes, you should know the techniques on how to control a conversation. Now, this is just a way. The things that we were discussing so far, they only are mainly discussing how to commute. I mean, how to deliver your message, or how to just put your perspective out there. But I mean, in order to control the conversation, in order to control the environment, or if you are given the position where you have to take the authority and you are the one who has to lead the show, how to run that. I mean, there are different things that you do, because in audience there must be somebody who's completely naughty. There must be someone who's completely shy. There must be someone who's an introvert. Somebody may be an extrovert. Somebody is there to disturb the environment only. So how to control them kind of people? So because in order for you to take the responsibility of the class, or the session, you need to make sure कि आप फिर जब इस तरह का एक chunk आपको मिल जाए, तो it gets problematic. I understand that. I mean, so how to control these things? This is what we can go into detail in the next classes. And there's one more thing that we can start from the next week. That will be I'm actually interested in uh, what do you call it? I can go ahead and teach American accent if someone is interested in that. I can let you know the techniques, the sounds that you need to produce, and automatically it will start coming to you guys. I'll just give a little example. Um, if you have to say, we'll start with the word tea. I mean, even if I were to give a class, we'll give an example of the word tea. That's a very important sound in American accent. Now, whenever a T comes at the start of the word, it's not pronounced as a ta, it's pronounced as a ta. टे हे की बनी हुई होती है ना, टे के आगे जब हे लग जाती है, तो आपने इसको टे से प्रोनाउंस, इट्स नॉट अ टे, इट्स नॉट अ टा, इट्स अ थ, इट्स थॉमस, इट्स नॉट टॉम, इट्स थॉम, इट्स tango. Any word that is triangle. This is how easy it is, but it's just that you have to know how to say those things out, and then again it depends on the practice that you have. So you can tell me, I mean, what is it that you guys need to be done, and we'll eventually start working on that.
I love to learn the American accent.
Okay, good. And what about persuasion skills? Okay, that's fine. Um, so we'll start our next class with American accent. I'll give you. Um, I mean, we still have a little time. We can go ahead and do that. I mean, I want everyone to grab their pens and papers if they can. I mean, if they're handy, that'll be nice. We'll start with the word with T. Actually, as I said, that's the most important sound in American accent. So let's go ahead and give it a go. If you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask them.
There is some distortion in your voice.
Well, I just got a call on my, मेरे नंबर पे कॉल आती है तो वो थोड़ा सा हो जाता है. Uh, I'm not on my computer right now. I'm taking the session from my phone, so I do apologize for that. Um, so are you guys ready? I mean, can we go ahead and start that right now if you're okay? I mean, I don't want to put a lot of burden on you guys. I'm waiting on an answer actually.
We can start, no problem.
But there are other people in the class as well, so I mean, I'd like an input from them as well. Okay, okay, okay. So we'll conclude our class, our session for today over here. In case you have any questions, you can go ahead and ask them. And if not, then we'll probably end the session right now. And we'll be talking about American accent in the next session. That is the main priority when we talk next. And in case you're unable to speak, I mean, you can go ahead type it in the messages so I can get a response. Okay, so I guess there are no questions. Faiza, आपने आज की class थोड़ी late join की है. You'll get the recording, and in case if you have any questions, you're always welcome to go ahead and type them, mention them in the group, because I do understand you have a lot of responsibilities. You've got kids to take care of. So in case you miss the class, and you have a question, you can simply go ahead, type that question down in the group, and you can just let me know about it, and I'll basically try to answer as soon as I can. So let's end this session for today. And inshallah, I'll see you in the next class, everyone. Allah Hafiz. Assalamu alaikum.